Hey everybody, I'm Ebony. This is Ebonee's Creativity. Thank you so much for joining me here on my channel. Today's video was requested by one of you all, my subscribers, so thank you very much for your video ideas. And it is painting kitchen cabinets. The material that we are going to be painting up today is melamine, which you may look at and think that it can't be painted, but we're going to test it out and see what we can do in this video. If you enjoyed this video at any point or find it informative at all, please hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to my channel if you have not already. Thank you so much for watching. Let's hop right on into the video. Today's video is going to be on these melamine cabinets. They are very old and not in good shape, but we are going to see if we can try to paint them up and save them. If you're not familiar with melamine, here's how these look up close. It is basically particle board with a resin coated paper over top. My first step will be to remove all of the cabinet doors, and these are pretty straightforward to remove. It's just two screws that you have to loosen and then the door will come off. Very important to number your cabinets and put them back in the position that they came from. So I am going to take my Sharpie and some painter's tape and I'm just going to number each one. You can number in whatever way works best for you, but I just do T1, T2, T3 for the top cabinets and B1, B2, B3 for the bottom cabinets. My next step is to remove the hinges. Now that the hinges are out, I am going to copy the number that we did earlier into the hinge hole. This way it is completely hidden and I don't have the piece of tape sitting on the cabinet door because I need to clean it. So I am going to just copy the same number and secure it with tape. That way when I'm painting, it will be safely tucked underneath the tape. These cabinets are very, very dirty, as you can see. So I am going to do a couple of different rounds of cleaning. For the first one, I am going in with some Totally Awesome just to remove the surface dirt and grease and grime. And then I did end up going back over them with a TSP cleaner because they just were not coming clean. They had years and years of dirt built up into the cracks and crevices, and cleaning is the most important step of doing this job. Here's the TSP cleaner that I ended up using. As you can see, it's just still filthy even after a full cleaning with the Totally Awesome, which is a really good cleaner that normally does well. So I just kept cleaning and then I moved on to cleaning the boxes after I cleaned the door fronts. And I'm just scrubbing, and dirt is just repeatedly coming off. So I ended up cleaning for about 4 hours time altogether. Now that everything is clean, I'm able to go ahead and start my sanding process. Everything has to get scuff sanded, the boxes as well as the doors. So I'm going to start with the boxes, and I am using 220 grit sandpaper. After the boxes were scuff sanded, I went ahead and cleaned those off, and then I went into sanding the doors as well. After I scuff sanded all the doors, then I also cleaned those off as well. And because I'm doing this job for a client, I wanted to have extra insurance. So I also rubbed on some liquid sandpaper after I was done cleaning everything. I did the doors as well as the boxes. And basically you just rub this on and it's supposed to emulsify any remaining top coat and help with paint adherence. So here's how this looked after everything was cleaned, sanded, liquid sandpaper, cleaned again, and prepped for paint. I don't want to get a lot of paint inside the cabinets that I'm going to have to clean out later, so I did go in with this pre-taped drop cloth and just make sure to tape off all of the interiors. Now I can finally start priming, so I am going to be straining some Ben primer into my HomeRite sprayer. Here I have all the doors laid out so that I can spray them all at once in an attempt to try to save some time, because this is a quite lengthy process. When you have them laid out like this, it can be really easy to miss the edges, so I start out by getting all the edges and then I go back in and get the big flat portions. Since these cabinets are already white, it may be a little bit difficult for you to see the primer going on. Sorry about that, but I can assure you there's primer coming out and going directly on these doors. So now I am priming the boxes and just basically doing the same thing, going in with my paint sprayer and the Ben primer. Here is how everything looks after one full coat of primer. As you can see, I did experience some tannin bleed through on the boxes. That did not happen with the doors, thank God, but a second coat will cover that nicely. So here are the doors after 2 full coats of primer. And here are the boxes after 2 full coats of primer. Here are the 2 colors that my client was debating on picking. Leave a comment and let me know which one you like the best. My client went with Soapstone. I am hand painting these because I do not trust my paint sprayer with paint. I've tried several different nozzles, several different settings, and I can't get a flat coat of paint, but I do love the sprayer for top coats and primers. So I'm still trying to kind of figure out how I can spray. If I could have sprayed this, it would have been done much faster. But I'm just going with what I know for now, and I'd rather only do it once by hand painting than to spray it, have it come out crappy, and then have to sand it all down and start over. So this is a longer way, but this is the way that I know will come out best. I don't find Fusion to be a self-leveling paint, even though it says that it is. So I may try Wise Owl paint, which is my favorite brand of paint, and see if I can get that to lay flat with my sprayer. I'm not sure if it's the sprayer or the paint. So if you have this sprayer, leave me a comment and let me know what you can suggest to me to get a nice coat of paint. Normally I just get a really dotted finish and I'm looking for a smooth finish. So leave me a comment and let me know if you can help me out. While I'm painting these, my goal is just to make sure that I have very thin layers of paint and that they all go in the same direction as the boxes. So on the vertical points, I'm going to paint vertically, and on the horizontal points on the boxes, I'm going to be painting horizontally. Here's how everything looked after one coat of paint. There are definitely a few spots that did not get covered, so we will cover those in the second coat. The same way I mentioned that I start with the edges when I'm priming, I do the same thing when I'm painting. Sorry that this footage is kind of grainy. It's giving Blair Witch Project vibes. But this was like 1 in the morning when I was doing this, so I am using polyacrylic as my top coat for this project. So I did 2 coats of that and I'm just spraying it with the same sprayer and nozzle that I sprayed my primer with. Up next, I reattached the hinges and then I reattached the doors to the frames. And this client requested that I add some handles, so I did that as well. When I put the cabinets back up, I always wipe them down and then do a third coat of polyacrylic. So in these final images, that third coat of polyacrylic is still wet. You guys, this took me a long time to do, a couple of weeks. So I just wanted to hurry up and go home. At this point, it's late in the day and I'm really tired. So I had to take the final images with them still wet, but hopefully you can get the effect. And you can see that this fusion paint did very nicely on these cabinets. So if you're watching this because you want to know if you can paint melamine cabinets with fusion paint, the answer is yes, you can, and you can update that outdated kitchen. If you enjoyed this video at any point while you were watching or got any useful information from it, please do not forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much.
If you have the time, please select another one of my videos to watch from the choices on your screen or in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching.